Hey, everybody. Welcome to Fireside Chat Week 10. We are waiting for Pete to show up, which I'm sure he will. I didn't get a notification from him that he wasn't going to show up. So, hey, before we answer your questions. And again, all you're going to do, this is kind of going to recap of the 9 previous weeks. And we're going to take your questions live as well. So I am wearing my Alzheimer's shirt, grand champion shirt and medal that I got this year because our walk is in about a month. And I'm going to be I'm going to be giving away some of my LinkedIn online courses and for free. Now, hold tight, and I'll tell you how to win. We're going to announce who won my 6-week coaching course. And even if you don't win tonight, I'm going to share with you how you can get my LinkedIn online course for only $5 with your donation to the Alzheimer's Association. We'll talk more about that later. But I want to see those comments. So let's see how many people we got live today. So hey, if you're here, do me a favor. Tell us where you're from in the comments, and as soon as I see some comments, I'll make sure to put them up on the screen. And any questions that you have regarding week 1 through week 9 on what we covered, we will answer those. We will answer those live. So let me see if I can find out where Pete is. Not sure exactly, but that's okay. So, hey, logging in from Barbados. Hello, Gail. Hey, Gail, are you able to go live if I send you an invite? Do you want to come up on the stage with me while we're waiting for Pete? Maybe. I tell you what, music is a vital key to my happiness. I'm singing in my car all the time, singing in the shower, singing all the time. I think when we embrace, just being ourselves, right, through music or through whatever. But yeah, music, huge part, makes me smile. I guess sometimes music can make you cry. Music can make you motivated. Music can make you almost do something here. So while we're waiting for Pete, Gail, if I send you an invite, do you want to come up on stage? LinkedIn user, not sure who you are, but coming in from, now, is that Canada? Is CA? Because CA in the States, could be California. But coming in from, anyway, so if I'm wrong, let me know. Music is therapy. So anyway, Gail, if you want to come up, you know what I'm going to do, Gail? I'm just going to send you an invite anyway. And we're going to see if you can come up on stage while we wait for Pete. Oh, hey, we got people all over the globe watching us. So I want to talk a little bit about what Pete and I shared during the last 9 weeks of Tuesday nights with you, or Tuesday mornings or afternoons, wherever you are around the globe. But what did we share? We talked about the career map. We roasted some LinkedIn profiles, and that was a blast. We talked about LinkedIn business pages, right? We talked about LinkedIn newsletters and how you can really leverage those for your business, or regardless of what you're on LinkedIn for. And I messaged you, Gail, on LinkedIn. I DM'd you the link. So anyway, if you see that link, then we will see if we can get you coming up here. So, yes, Alzheimer's, my wife and I are very involved. So, hey, I want to give some things away, whether I give them away now or in a few minutes. So, what I want you to do, everybody, I want you to type hashtag ALZ in the comments for your chance to win my LinkedIn online course. And I'll pull up more information about that here soon. Let's see. I want to pull up. Where is that tool? Hold on for a second, everybody. So that was hashtag ALZ. I want you to put that in the comments. Hey, welcome. Hey, you're not Pete.
Hey,
You're not
not
Pete.
Pete.
Pete's
I'm
gone.
not Pete.
I don't know what happened to Pete. Pete ain't here. But we got Gail. Hey,
Hi
Gail.
guys.
Hey,
Hi.
thank you for always supporting, my content. Love your content, as well. And I know you showed up to a few of these. Was there any particular episode that maybe that you liked, a particular topic that we talked about that maybe you wish we would expand it on more or whatever? But any golden nuggets of information maybe that you got
Yeah, I
during
think the
this?
one last week was really good, where we went back in time to see how our jobs started to get us from where we were to where we are. The profile roasting was also really good. I learned a lot. I really
Oh,
learned a lot from
I'm
that
glad.
one. Those two were the two for me.
Nice. No, no, last week, again, we're a combination of everything that we've done in our
Mm-hmm.
career. And if you think that first job or even second job, or maybe you're in a job that maybe really isn't what you want to do just to pay the bills currently, it's teaching you some stuff. It's Gail, maybe it's teaching you what you don't want to do, and that's okay too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but every job we could learn so much from, and just learn from the people that we surround ourselves with, at work, right? So we got to make, again, I look at my first job, delivering newspapers. And then, Gail, I sold worms during the summer on the street corner to fishermen for like $1
No, you
for
didn't.
a dozen. I did. And one of my best clients, and I still remember this, I was like 10, 11 years old, 12, maybe tops, um, because our grass in our backyard, we had a lot of worms and we had a lot of fishermen around. So anyway, one of my best clients, though, I asked him finally, because he came every week. I go, you go fishing a lot. He said, hey kid, I don't go fishing. I feed them to my piranhas.
Mm.
Yeah, he had an aquarium, I guess, full of piranhas, and it was cheaper to feed them worms than feed them something else.
Mhm.
I don't think you're allowed to have piranhas, but hey,
Yeah.
yeah, that was like 40 years ago, so maybe that was okay.
Yeah.
Um,
But what
um,
kind of feedback have you been getting? I am admiring you for 10 weeks, you and Pete.
yeah,
That was really good.
The roasting people, again, they like that. It's kind of fun, right? We get to go through profiles, but yes, people just learn so much. The audio message. Why, if your profile photo is, turned a certain way, you're looking off the page. Again, just those little things. And that's
Mhm.
really from the last 4 years of me being active on LinkedIn, seeing, thousands and thousands. I've written the thousands of resumes during that time. I've helped thousands of people. And it's really just some of those subtle things make a huge difference. And
Mhm.
the average person doesn't even have a good profile photo. Gail, you see, just the average people. I'm not talking about the Gail that maybe the people that you and I hang around with that have been doing this for a while or whatnot. But the average person doesn't have a very good profile photo, or
Mhm.
or no profile photo at all. And so when we show up at a networking event in person, we don't put a bag on our head. So we got to have a photo, right? I don't care if you're shy or whatever. We got to have a photo. Just got to have a photo.
I agree.
Well, hey, since we're going to call you Pete today, Gail. So,
Okay.
and hey, maybe we could do this. Maybe we can do this more. So tell everybody that maybe tuned in to see me and Pete. Tell us a little bit about what Gail does on LinkedIn. What do you do for business, and why are you so active on LinkedIn?
Well, I am active on LinkedIn. Actually, this phase of my life is just to practice consistency on LinkedIn. So when I got severed immediately in 2020, I think I did what a lot of people do. That's when you go back to LinkedIn to try to let people know you exist. And that doesn't work. I should have been on LinkedIn before I got severed. And I've learned it takes time for people to get to know you, trust you, like you. So 2020 to 2023, I would say this year is really where I've been actually growing my network on LinkedIn. I still haven't gotten 5,000, connections or followers yet, but it's a work in progress. However, from attending like your lives and your audio rooms, that is the best place to meet people, I find. So, like even sorry, I can't remember her name, where you told her how to change her picture and stuff. She reached out to me afterwards. So you get to talk to people in the comments and then they reach out to you after, and you find out you have things in common, and what you're struggling with, they're struggling with too. So I said all that to say I'm now about to really launch my business as a training consultant and let people know, yes, these are my services. This is what I do. Feel free to reach out. I've updated my profile. Thanks to you, David. Thank you so, so much for that advice. And I'm very proud of this profile, actually, if I may say so. I think it's amazing, even if nobody else thinks it's amazing.
Oh, it is.
I
I
think I
love.
did a good job, David. I
Well,
followed your advice. I followed your advice.
I love your profile photo. You got your
Mm,
audio message. Does the blue and yellow have something to maybe do with your country's flag?
yes, it does. Blue and yellow. My
I've
Barbados flag.
visited twice. I know that flag very well. Uh,
Yes.
but colors do matter, and I learned that from a friend of mine, Chris, that helped me build my first website. But colors matter, and I didn't know that until he was saying, "Well, Dave, if your average customer is this, or they're this person's this." This color kind of attracts these people or whatnot, and I was just really surprised. But it's kind of true, because then I really thought back to and looked at websites a little bit differently, and I guess that can be true. But love your banner, love what you do, and um, you're totally right about LinkedIn. I mean, most people only use it
Yeah,
when
we wait until we need it. We wait
if you're
until we
out.
need it. And then you really have to work hard
But
for
that's
people to
because
know
you
that you
you and
exist.
I have found that LinkedIn isn't this boring business platform. Really, it functions like Facebook. It really does. I mean, it does. I mean, just change the name, and you can join groups. Although groups on Facebook do really well, groups here
Hmm.
not so well. But you can message people, post, and all that. But the average person, and I'm sure you know this, Gail, the average person does not post on LinkedIn. So it is the easiest platform to gain traction on if you consistently post, because most people on LinkedIn are consuming it. They're not
Hmm.
sharing stuff. Just like on Facebook and on Instagram, Gail, everybody shares, right? I mean, they
Yeah.
share not just their business, but they share everything, right? But here, more people are consuming. So it really is, hey, if I, in less than 4 years, can go from 0 followers to 118,000 followers, anybody can do it. Anybody can. When you're sharing advice and tips, people will gravitate to you. It's still, LinkedIn only has about 950 million people. That sounds like a lot, but it's not compared to Facebook and Instagram that have billions and billions of users on it, globally. So LinkedIn's still untapped, and I think it will be still for a while because people still think it's that that boring business platform. I'll only need it when I
Mhm.
looking for a job or whatever. um, what would be, besides starting earlier, what would that one tip be that you might have, Gail, for somebody, you know how do I learn what LinkedIn is? What maybe some of those tips should I do first if I think I might want to be active on LinkedIn?
Yeah,
What's that one tip
you
that
find
maybe?
somebody to align yourself with. You find a mentor. And if you remember, David, that's how you and I met through the Growth Academy.
Mhm.
And that even that very first week from our very first meeting, I don't know if you remember this. My birthday was like 2 days later after our first meeting, and your thing was, did you know that as long as you have your birthday showing on LinkedIn, everybody in your network is going to get a message to wish you happy birthday, and you could capitalize on that. And I'm saying, like, I never knew that. I remember that tip. So surround yourself with people who know about LinkedIn that you can learn from. Like I've learned a lot from you. I learned a lot from Shanae, and see it as an investment. My goal as an individual is to learn, and I like to learn well, if that makes sense. So if somebody knows about LinkedIn, I'm gonna try to tap in rather than try to teach myself and access a gazillion YouTube videos and then still have questions at
Right.
the end. People do that, or Google.
Yes.
I like to invest. So I would say invest. I've done a lot of investing to learn how LinkedIn works. I'm not there 100% yet, but I think I'm I think I'm doing pretty good.
You
I think
are,
I'm
yes,
doing pretty
you're
good.
doing very well. No, for me it
Mm,
was 2019. Um, uh, Joe Applebaum, Corey Warfield, and Anthony English all decided to take calls with me in the middle of 2019 for just for to me to help understand LinkedIn a little bit better, but understand my journey. We talked less about LinkedIn and what I was about to get into because I still had a day job. But these
mm.
three people took time out of their life. Anthony English, we did a video call because he lives in Australia. Joe, we did a phone call. He lives in New York. And Corey, we did a call. He lived in Chicago at the time. And these people didn't take long, but they took time to listen to me on what I wanted to do, what I was starting to like. And they just gave me some quick advice. But I can remember those calls like they were yesterday, even though they were 4.5 years ago. Those people, I mean, they're still my friends today. And I consider them friends, even though I haven't met them in person yet. Maybe someday. But you know what? Again, yes, you surround yourself with other people that just know more than you so far. So, hey, Gail, I think it's time to give away one of my LinkedIn online courses for free. Okay. So
Mhm.
let's do this. Let's do this. Everybody that's put hashtag ALZ, um,
Do I
I
get to
will,
play too?
yes,
Okay. Mm.
you get to play. All right. So I'm going to spin. Gail, are you entered?
No, I'm trying to see how I do that while I'm live.
Oh,
I'm
you
not
just have to go
sure.
into the post and then type in.
Yeah,
Well,
so
while
go
you're
ahead.
doing
Yeah.
that, I might be giving away a couple. So anyway, let's see who is going to win. I love this because this is random. I love it. It's just random. Whoever wins. Hey, Victor Young. Victor, I
Yeah.
want you to DM me and I will send you a link so you can take my LinkedIn online course. Now, that videos are of me really sharing with you every little piece of your LinkedIn profile. Every piece. I go in detail. It's almost like I'm live. I share my screen kind of like this. I provide you with some resources too if you're a job seeker. But I promise you, if you do those things, like I share in that training, over 2.5 hours of training, you will come out having a rock star LinkedIn profile. We'll give another one away in a minute. But let me share my screen. So this is what everybody's getting. Normally $3.99. I have it on sale currently for $97. But what are you getting? It's 6 modules, 3 bonus modules, over 2 hours of instructional videos from me. You're going to get a module checklist after each module and 25 resources with over 50 pages. You're also going to get a sample cover letter template and a sample resume template. And then, like I said, you're going to learn everything how to improve your LinkedIn profile. You're going to get a lot of videos of me wearing this in that. Friend of mine helped me shoot this. He's a professional videographer. But I had a great time recording that. So far, I have sold over on Udemy. Gail, if you're familiar with Udemy, I have sold over 3,000 courses.
Wow.
I
Very
did
good.
not expect it to do that well. So, and how do you know? If you go to Udemy, you can see it. And then I have a link on my profile, and you'll see how many members that that I have there. And yes,
That's a pretty good
congratulations.
price. That's a good price.
Oh,
That's value. That's
it
value.
it'd be like getting me for 2+ hours sharing everything about a LinkedIn profile and how to really maximize it, everything, and lots of templates. Oh yeah, it's worth it. And yes, congratulations, Victor Young. Victor, I need you to DM me, and after the show, I'll and I'll message you how to get that, Victor. So again, though, if you don't win, I'm going to put a link to my walk, Alzheimer's walk here. Whoops. I'm gonna, and anyway, and I've raised so far. I'm not quite to my goal, Gail. I need $1,000 more dollars. I got about a month. But 5 more dollars, and I'll get 1,500. And I'm just gonna put a link, and anybody, even after the show, anybody that doesn't win, if you still want my LinkedIn online course, all you're going to do is donate $5 or more. I'll see who donates. I'll message you, but message me on LinkedIn, DM me on LinkedIn after you've donated, just in case you put anonymous for donor or whatever. And then I will send you a link on how to get my LinkedIn online course, and you're only going to get it for $5, and I don't even get the money I'm giving away. So, but anyway, I'll give away at least one more, and if Gail says I should give away more than that, maybe I'll give away. Maybe I'll give a nail.
David, did you tell us why Alzheimer's means so much to you?
Oh, sure. So, yep, thank you for that. So both of my wife's grandmothers really suffered from Alzheimer's, and we have a really good friend that, although her mother has not been diagnosed with Alzheimer's, here in the States, we've been seeing some commercials lately. It's called, I forget what it's called, but it's where a lot of Alzheimer's patients will lose like control, and they'll just get mad. I mean, evil mad. I mean, not good. And the problem is our friend is living with their mother, and their mother will just scream sometimes at them, and just say mean things. But then the next day they're fine and whatever. So it's called, yes, I remember now, agitation in Alzheimer's. It's something new that they've diagnosed it. And again, it really just makes them, and if you're living with that person, can make it, not a pleasant experience. But great things are coming with the research of Alzheimer's, and
Hmm. Yeah.
so that's why my
Okay,
wife
that's
and I.
another thing we have in common that you didn't know about.
Oh, oh,
Alzheimer's. Yeah. So there's an aunt who raised me, and she had Alzheimer's, and
mm.
very similar. It's so hard to see somebody that you love turn into a person that you do not know. They get angry, they get violent, they use profanity. So there's a little old girl, and she's using profanity, and you're saying, I didn't even know she knew those words. um and then they want to beat you and stuff, but it's because they don't know what they're doing. And in addition to the agitation, there's also the sundown syndrome. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh
If
no.
you
Oh,
happen to take them out to visit anywhere, you need to get them back to the place that they
oh, yes.
know as home before the sun sets, or you're in for it. That's more drama. But it's sad. It is sad. And I'm glad that they're doing more research. And there's now early onset Alzheimer's where people who are even younger are getting it. And that's even sadder.
Oh, oh,
There's no
heavens, yes.
cure.
Oh, oh, yes. I mean, that's it. It is, but again, great research in maybe identifying it, and so that's why
Yeah.
I raised, but I didn't know that. Thank you for
Yeah. It's been
sharing.
a journey.
And let's see here. You know what? Let's before we get into this, too long, and I'm not going to go too long today and respect everybody's time. Um, Gail, we need to announce. So, if every time that somebody showed up between week 1 and week 9, every time they showed up, they got an entry to win. And let me share again what they were going to win. So every time that you showed up between week 1 and week 9, you got an entry to let me take off that banner here. You got an entry to win my 6-week coaching course. It's 6 hours with me, hour each week, plus some daily feedback on how to become maybe an influencer, maybe a mini influencer on LinkedIn. So what I'm really sharing with you is all the best practices that I've learned over the years to get some posts to go viral. Now, why go viral? Well, if you want to increase your influence on LinkedIn and you want more followers, more valuable connections, you got to get your content seen by more people. You just do. And so I'm going to teach you how to post. So, like Gail, here's some of my posts. This one was about 9 months ago, 1.4 million views. It had 16,000 likes. It was shared over 800 times. I should update that because it's almost 900 times. With this post, 1.1 million views, 1.3, almost a million. And I've had others. I just put these different various ones here. But I'm going to teach you, like how to find content like this, but more importantly, how these maybe videos, maybe they're funny or unique, but how they can help you get people to stop and see your content because the text is what matters, but to get more people to stop, more people to engage, more people to share, that video needs to be kind of unique. So anyway, during that 6 weeks, I'm really sharing with them how to get content like that. So uh, my wife, before I dropped her off at the airport at 5:30 this morning, she drew a winner. So Gail, I'm gonna announce that right now. It's exciting.
Where's the
Uh,
drum roll, David? You should have a drum roll.
I know. Let's see, where is that person? I'm about to share. All right, here we go. All right. So if you are not here, that's okay because
Ah,
Marilyn,
Marlon,
Marilyn Santos, hey, and Marilyn's
that
been
is good.
to more than a few of our,
Yes.
and if some of you remember,
Mm.
Maryland, she had her photo looking the other way.
She did.
And now she's almost looking straight on. But I said, Marilyn, just try it. Just try it. And it looks so much better. I wish there was a way for me to flip it real quick and just show, share with you.
Mm-hmm.
But it looks so much better because when we're even looking remotely this way, our eyes, when we're looking at that person, really take us off the page. I know we think that might be simple and it might not matter, but it does. And she's like, oh my God, Dave, that looks so much better. And I really like her photo anyway, because I love the color, Gail, behind
Mm-hmm.
her photo.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it matches this kind of like what your profile photo and your banner do. That's really
Mm-hmm.
good. I think we gave her some different, maybe not having her name on the banner and maybe putting strategic marketing, making that a little bit bigger, maybe. But that's okay. It's baby steps. So even if Marilyn, if you're not here, and I don't see you in the comments, Marilyn, shame on you. But anyway, uh, I will message you, let you know you won. We'll have an introductory call, and then we will discuss setting up time to do that. So that's really fun, and really for me, it's really fun because people just don't understand how they can you know, post to get because I know people that even I remember when I had 5,000 followers. I mean, I still wasn't getting a lot of engagement. I wasn't at
Mm-hmm.
all. And you would think, hey, if I have 5,000 followers or connections, well, how come I don't get right? How come those? But LinkedIn doesn't allow like every person that you're connected to or your followers to see your content right away because otherwise you would have 5,000. You might have 5,000 comments and engagement but not everybody's active. So I really get to enlighten some people on how to post. And, some people might say, well, again, why I want my content to go viral? Well, if I'm not saying, and my content go viral all the time, but if we want new second and third degree connections to see our content, we got to
Mm-hmm.
have new people. It can't be
Yeah.
the same. Gail, even if I bought
Yeah.
from you, if I bought a service from you or you bought a service from me and just say it was a one-time service, well, you're not going to buy from me again. Right.
Mm-hmm.
So we need new people seeing our content. Now, you might refer people or I might refer people to you. Yes. But we need new people seeing our content. And so, Marilyn, that's what you and I are going to do over 6 weeks. I'll message you and make sure that you won. And, yeah, no, it'll be super fun. And Joshua says, please don't underestimate the power of trained, certified music therapists working worldwide every day. Yeah, I don't know a lot about that. Joshua, if you and I are not connected, yeah, I'll look at some of your content because uh, music therapists, I don't know if I've ever heard that before.
Mm-hmm.
What about
But
you?
it
Yeah,
sounds interesting.
it does. Music is therapy to me. I
Yeah,
can tell
and
you
it's
that.
universal. Music is the universal language. It doesn't
Yes.
matter what language you speak, everybody understands sound.
Oh, yes. I
Yeah.
totally agree.
So, David, are you going to have a bonus session? I actually got a question. People are seeing me on this live that I had no plans to be on.
Hey,
So the
you're here.
question, so the question
You're here.
somebody had for you for next time, because I know that we are already at 34 minutes,
Sure,
would
go ahead.
be connecting your content that you're putting out there consistently. How do you subtly get people to buy from you? I think
Sure.
that's, so they're saying, yes, I'm putting out my content, but I'm not getting any bites. So ask David if he can talk about that, A, and B, on a related path.
Mhm.
Sometimes you are an entrepreneur, you're self-employed, and your client is asking you for a resume, which they're saying would probably be different to a resume you'd create if you were a job seeker.
Sure.
So those were the two questions. What would your
Yes.
resume look like if David could talk about it? And yes, you're producing this content, but nobody's biting. What should they do differently? So that
Sure.
could be your
Well,
next live, I
yeah,
guess.
no, but I'll help answer that. So yes, if you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, what should your resume look like? I think that's what I heard,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, maybe it could be almost like a bio page.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Maybe one or two pages, and it could have some graphics, it could have links. And Gail, you know what I'll do? I'll share with you well, you can't call it a one sheeter because mine's 2 pages, but it has hyperlinks. Let me share that with you. Now, that is very visual because I talk about like speaking engagements. I do this, do that. I also have like a landing page that shares that in case somebody wants me on a podcast. I send them a link to that. So I'll share a couple different things with you, but I
Okay.
would tell you that can be very visual. It can have links that go to maybe a recent podcast of yours, right? Or that you were on. It could have a link to website services, or you were a part of this. So it it could be more. It should be more of like a bio. You could talk about your previous experience and how that helps you do what you do, which I do. I was a multi-unit manager for a long time. Teams, training and developing doing a lot of hiring, a lot of interviewing, and that really has helped me mold who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
So just like we talked about last week, you are, everything that you've done. So I'll share a couple examples for you, Gail, and maybe that could be a
Yeah.
better topic that
I
we could
think
go
that's a good answer. I
with.
think their concern was you're not focusing so much on your education,
Yes.
or it's more like what have you done that you can show them that
Yeah.
makes them want to do business with you. So
Yeah.
I understand the
I'll
answer.
send you some stuff. You could use it,
Mm-hmm.
share it with anybody else, not to get business or nothing, but just to share it with so they can get some ideas. But I'll share a landing page that I have, and then I'll share a PDF that's a couple pages that talks about kind of me and my services.
Okay.
And then I would tell you that when I started on LinkedIn, of course, I was posting content just to gain some authority, right? Be seen as a subject matter expert. Um, the the post for me when I'm providing tips and advice, even sharing like what's not what like one day, like don't do this on your resume, please. Here's why, or do this, or do this on LinkedIn, or do this to don't do this on LinkedIn. But when I share things like that, that's when I get a little bit more bites as far as somebody messaging me, oh, I would like to know about your, services, or, oh my gosh, I think that's why my resume is not getting any bites, right? Or, my resume is, but I didn't understand that about interviewing, so I don't, very seldom do I ever go like searching for people on LinkedIn to sell to. I let my advice and tips, kind of do the real, it's like fishing. I dangle the worm or whatever, right? And then, hey, if they want to bite, they bite. And then and that they DM me, and then I, message them back. There will be times where I'll post something, sharing a tip, and then, hey, if you're interested, here's a link to my services. And I might have that in the comments. But those are few and far between because you really want content that shares advice, what you're subject matter expert at. People also don't mind knowing just what you do in your free time because, like you had mentioned when you first came on today, when we like somebody and trust them, and we see them as that subject matter expert over time. And I know if you're, needing business now, but sales is not about getting the sale today. Well, I mean, if you get the sale today, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
But it's giving people knowledge, just like I used to be in sales, right? We would ask questions. We would maybe give a trial close, maybe just a little trial close. Oh, hey, could you see this in your home? Oh yeah, I like this. Okay. And then you go, okay, who else is making the decisions? No, just me. Okay. So I've overcome, them saying, hey, I got to check with somebody else, right? Does this fit in your budget? Yes. Okay. What other questions or concerns do you have about this product, or would there be something else that I need to share with you? Oh no, I think this would fit great. Well, great. Do you want to go down and sit down and write it up? Oh, no, I'm not ready just yet. I need to know this or that. So, but you've already answered those other questions. So that's how I used to sell, back in the day. You can't really try to sell. At least that I've been successful in selling when I'm just listening, educating, and then maybe I throw in a trial close or whatever. But here on LinkedIn, when you provide tips and advice, I mean, look, somebody, a couple of weeks ago messaged me and goes, "I'm ready to buy your services. I want you to do my resume and my LinkedIn." I'm like, "Well, we need to have a call first." And he goes, "Nah, I've been following you on LinkedIn for years." I'm like, I don't even know who you are. Like, and if I've ever seen your face on LinkedIn, I might not remember your name, but if I've ever
Mhm.
seen your face and you don't change your profile photo, I'll remember. But so many people are following you, Gail, and you don't even know it,
You
right?
do
And you
know,
laugh.
you do know. I'm laughing because so you've been to Barbados twice. We're a very, very small island.
Yes.
Like we're so small, everybody normally knows
Yes.
everybody. And you go to the supermarket and somebody that you have not seen in a gazillion years. Oh yeah, it's so good to see you on LinkedIn. I'm saying this person does not engage. They don't like. I don't even know they exist. And
Yes.
that's just a very interesting comment. People, I don't want to say they're stalking you, but they're watching you, and
Yeah.
they're watching what you do. And I'm agreeing with you. For me, because my website is still a work in progress, so I'm not really pushing my business. I don't have anywhere for people to go, but I feel so strongly, and I know you can relate to this, about what I learned from being severed in terms of mental health and emotional well-being. I can talk about that all day because that lesson was so hard to learn until I get to tell you about training. So I'm training you unconsciously, like, this is what you need to look for, this is what you need to be aware of. Please guard yourself. Your boss may not be your best friend. Be careful. And then I'll get to my business. when I get to my business.
No,
Mm,
look, I mean, tips and advice. People think, oh my God, why would I want to share like best practices about resumes? People will just build their own. Well, if they do, fantastic, great.
mhm,
But
mhm,
most people won't, right? They just won't. Now they've learned something, but they've learned that you know what you're talking about. And
mhm,
that, and then they might not ever need you, but they've been following you, right? I did the same thing. Last year, I hired somebody on LinkedIn to do some stuff. And I was a follower of theirs for a very long time, but I never needed it. I never needed their services until I needed them. And then
mhm.
that was the first person that I messaged. And they almost
Yeah.
said the same thing. Have I seen you comment on? I'm like, yeah, but you get, this person has like 800,000 followers. So, maybe they don't remember me, and that's okay. But again, you
Yeah.
never know. And it's
There's
because,
value.
look, and I'm not saying that people with zero followers can't, you know, sell and be very successful on LinkedIn. But Gail, if you're going to hire somebody, okay, if you're going to hire somebody that has 1 million followers or zero, or, and you're looking at their profiles before you have a call, you might end up hiring the one that has an awful lot of followers. So I'm not saying that's the be all end all, but it shows your authority. It shows what you're able to do. So I want people to want to grow their network on LinkedIn by, again, engaging, liking, commenting on other people's content, because with that increased followers and connections, you do grow some authority. I mean, now think about, like, I have 118,000 followers. You hang out with people that end up having about that many anyway. It's just like the cool kid table at school, right? You know, the lunch table, right? You sit with the cool kids, you know, you don't sit with the cool kids. In high school, I never sat with the cool kids. But again, so you want to have that kind of reputation. I mean, you want, and Gail, make sure anytime you help a client, you ask them to write you a recommendation.
I've been doing that, David. You said that, and I've been doing it. You'd be so proud of me.
Yay! How many recommendations do you have now?
I don't know how many I have, but one of the things you said about the recommendations was anything you do, ask somebody to rate you a recommendation. So
Anything.
all of those LinkedIn lives that I've been having, I've asked
Yeah.
people to write me recommendations. Like, was I a good host? Was I a good interviewer?
Yeah.
What did you think about the process? So they've been coming in.
Yeah.
And I think,
You have 18 now. I checked.
oh, okay. But
That's
I'm
good.
working on it and I'm trying to
Yeah.
get in more. The
Yeah.
only thing is that people, they won't send them through LinkedIn. They're sending them by email. So sometimes you have to create them visually and store them somewhere.
Are you sending them the link
Yes.
to? Okay.
Mhm.
All right. All
Mhm.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, not everybody that I send it to, they're happy with my services. Doesn't mean they're going to write a recommendation. I don't write a recommendation for everybody either. But
Mhm.
that really helps people see, because let's say they're thinking about hiring you or somebody else and they see you have 18 and that person has 0. Well, I
Mhm.
mean, at least they can see that you have other people that have said good things. I mean, I get hired a lot of times. I mean, I'll hit 500 recommendations before the end of the year.
Mhm.
I have 480 something. And it just, so again, you just have to ask. So anybody, if
Mhm.
you're regardless of why you're here on LinkedIn, if you're a job seeker, get them from your current or previous direct reports, bosses, peers, whomever. If you're an entrepreneur, small business owner, you ask them from everybody that you help. And even if you did a free webinar and you gave away a lot of advice and people took it and were able to do stuff with it, just because no money transpired, even if it's $1 or $1,000,000 or $0, if the knowledge transpired, then I want you to
Mhm.
ask for that recommendation. So I'm glad that you're
Yeah.
doing that.
Excellent.
All
So
right, Gabe.
you and I are so much on the same page. So my biggest takeaway that I want people to leave with today, even though it's not my show, is that LinkedIn is a place where people come to learn and grow and earn together. I mean, that's my slogan, but it is such a fact. People on LinkedIn are not the same people that are on Facebook or IG. They want to have fun, yes, but they're here to learn, they're here to grow, and they're here to earn, but together as a community. And I think that's the biggest takeaway, that anybody following you for the last 10 weeks, yourself and Pete, I'm sure that that would have been their takeaway as well. So I want
Yeah,
to thank you for sharing that with us too.
yeah, you're right. People are here to consume learning.
Hmm.
So if that's the case, teach them, everybody. If you're on LinkedIn, even if you're not an entrepreneur or a small business owner,
Yeah.
post tips about your job, about your industry, because people want to learn. That's what I did. That's what I did a lot of consuming for almost half of 2019. That's all I did was engage with others and learn, and then I took that learning and then I shared it. Anytime I learned
Mhm.
something new about LinkedIn or writing resumes or doing whatever, I shared it in a post. So, I mean, I was learning it, I was giving it away. I was learning it, I was giving it away. And that people again, if you're right, if you are right, what you are, Gail, if people are here to learn, just teach.
Mhm.
Just teach. It's a platform of 950 million people and growing with a lot of people that are willing to learn. So, Gail, I'm going to give away one more. And remember, if you didn't win, that's okay. I'll put a link in the show afterwards because $5 donation to Alzheimer's will get you my LinkedIn online course. I'd say for free, but for $5. I'm not getting the money. So let's give away one more. All right. This is totally random, Gail. And you know what, Gail?
I'm excited.
Even if you don't win, Gail, for being brave and coming up here, Gail, I'll send you a link later, and
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you one for coming and saving the show.
We don't
Hey,
even know
we
what
have a
happened to Pete.
winner. So
Congratulations.
yeah, and there he is.
Nice.
Make sure to DM me on LinkedIn. If we're not connected, we got to connect. That goes with everybody that's won today. If we're not connected, let's connect. I'll send you the instructions on how to get that course. And Gail, I'll give it to you for free as well, too,
Thank you.
just because you saved the shows.
I'm going to
Otherwise,
donate
it
to
would be
Alzheimer's.
me.
Anyway.
But no, Gail, thank you for saving the day. We hope
You're
Pete
very
is
welcome.
okay. We might see some of these again in the near future. We will see. We're going to take a little hiatus. I know Pete is working diligently on his book that's going to show up really soon. If you're following Pete, he'll let you know when that book is out. And you're following me, don't worry, I'm going to let you know when Pete's book comes out, because it really has a lot to do with about half of the shows that we did, putting your career map together, finding you that board of advisors to help you, and really kind of like mentors, really help you get where you want today. And you can find those people, if not in your sphere of influence, at work, you can also finding them right here on LinkedIn. If you haven't connected or followed Gail, make sure to follow Gail. Give her some round of applause for coming up on
Yeah,
stage on
thanks for having
short
me. Good evening.
notice. Gail, what is it? Is it almost 10 p.m. in
Yes,
Barbados?
it is. It is.
All right. So anyway, so good night, and everybody. I'll put some notes in the comments. Congratulations to all three winners, four winners, because Gail won as well too. And everybody, have a great evening. We'll figure out why Pete wasn't here, and we'll make sure that Pete's okay, or he's just writing that book still, or whatever. But anyway, Gail, everybody, have a fantastic evening. Maybe we'll see you in a few weeks. We'll see.
Yeah,
Bye,
sure.
everybody.
Bye.